Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Taylor the Fiend back again. And on today's episode, we have a ridiculous story for you here today. We have a woman who decided to cheat on her husband, as many of these modern housewives, they're not even housewives, really. They're just, people who like to leech off of the husband's resources, usually. I don't think they actually do any housewiving. But anyway, this woman decided to cheat on her husband. And now she's sitting here and she goes to Reddit to complain that her husband wants nothing to do with her anymore. Now, I don't know why or how this woman became so dense, okay? But when you cheat on somebody, when you screw somebody over, when you screw a man over so brutally, you actually lose the right to complain that he no longer wants to deal with you. And I think this really goes to show the entitlement of a lot of modern day wives, to be honest with you, quote unquote wives, where they seem to think that they can do whatever they like and that men simply are just going to sit there and put up with it. Now, obviously, okay, not every single woman is going to cheat on you. Obviously, not every single wife is going to cheat on you guys, but let me just say really quickly, the marriage statistics, okay, the relationship statistics these days, not looking too positive. And usually it's the women who are leaving. Now, the women will sit here and tell you that it's because men are incompetent and we're awful and we're terrible people, and that's why they're leaving in the majority. But hey, wouldn't you know it, lesbian relationships seem to suffer the most in terms of these statistics. I'm going on a ramble, but anyway, let's jump into the story here. Okay, let's take a look at the synopsis. What has happened? A woman took to Reddit seeking sympathy after admitting that she cheated on her husband during a drunken night out with friends. Because that's what you want, guys. You know, when you're looking for a wife or a long-term significant other, you really want a woman who is still going out at nighttime getting intoxicated with her friends. She confessed immediately, hoping for forgiveness, but instead her husband became emotionally distant and resentful. Ooh, that monster. Over a year later, he continues to punish her, and she wonders if their marriage can still be saved. What follows is a raw look at the aftermath of infidelity and the harsh reality that forgiveness doesn't always mean forgetting. So here's the thing. I'm going to have to, once again, there's a lot of roasting of the dudes that I have to do in these stories, okay? Because here's the thing, if you have a wife that cheats on you, if you have a girlfriend that cheats on you, I, for the life of me, do not understand why these men choose to stay. Like, as far as I'm concerned, when somebody does this to you, when you have a wife that cheats on you, she broke the marriage. You quite literally do not have a marriage anymore. It's the same thing as the women who, they come out here and they ask for open relationships, or they want to go on a break, or they need to go on a healing journey. I mean, whatever excuse that they want to use, really. It's just all, it's all the same thing. The marriage is broken. The marriage is over. People don't like to believe that it's over, but it absolutely is. And we all know what happens to the men who forgive the women and who continue to have relationships or marriages with them. So let's continue. The Reddit user, a 29-year-old woman, began her post with a reflection on her marriage. She and her husband, now 30, had been together for 7 years, so since they were 23. They married within a year of meeting, which is very fast, which in hindsight she admits may have been too soon. Despite their young age at the time, she described her husband as, quote-unquote, an amazing man, handsome, well-educated, with a great job, and most importantly, a faithful and devoted partner. So this dude, whole package, right? Whole package. Handsome man, well-educated, right? Great job. I just love how the women list these attributes. I find them to be funny because, again, like we as men, we don't look at a woman and go, holy hell, she's so educated. You know what I mean? She's got a great job. I just find it funny. Like, women are attracted to what they're attracted to. Okay, they're attracted to dudes who are highly physically attractive and who have the ability to provide for them, sure. But I, as a man, sit here and I find this funny when the things they list are like, oh, he's well educated with a great job. And also, a lot of these women, right, they think that education is like this really important thing. And it's just crazy to me because the modern day education system is a complete scam. A lot of the people that walk out of the modern day education system, universities, whatever, they end up just being brainwashed, to be honest with you. Like these are not necessarily intellectual people. In fact, guys, on average, right, the people that I have met with degrees, okay, oftentimes are severely outclassed in terms of intelligence by some random tradie. You know, here in Australia, we call them tradies, okay? Tradesmen. Like, it is, guys, I kid you not. You'll have like some random plumber dude, okay, who never went to university, and he will absolutely, you know, just destroy these people in terms of just general intelligence, right? These quote unquote highly educated people that go to get their degrees. A lot of these degrees are completely useless, by the way. Not all of them, but a lot of them are completely useless these days. But anyway, so the dude was amazing. He's handsome. He's well educated. He's faithful. He's devoted. And she still cheated on his ass. Hilarious. I mean, it's not hilarious, but you see my point. Even those around her saw how fortunate she was. My close friends and family always remind me of how lucky I have been in life to meet him and what an amazing guy he is, she wrote. But despite all the signs that she had a solid marriage, she still strayed. Wow. The night that changed everything. A year before her Reddit post, she went out with friends for a birthday celebration. Alcohol flowed freely, and she soon found herself engaged in flirtation with another man. What a surprise. What started as harmless fun quickly escalated, and before she knew it, she had gone home with him. I love how it's like, oh, you know, one thing led to another. It was just an accident. But this is guys, please understand that this is a series of deliberate decisions that were made. Okay, this is not an accident. People always love to try and convince men, right, that it's acceptable, or that you're just being insecure, or things were just an accident. I mean, it's always downplayed, right? The gravity of the situation is always downplayed. Okay, even this, right? Because here's the thing: this woman she's married and she's going out having drinks with her friends. She's having girls' nights out as a married woman. I mean, a lot of people will sit here and accuse men of being insecure. You know, oh, your woman can go out there and have drinks with friends, so what? Or you'll have the people who are like half, right? Where they're like, yeah, man, I'm against my wife going out with drinks with friends, you know, having the girls' nights out. But if it's a special occasion, and I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, man, this is not a wife. Wives don't go out and drink with like friends. This is not something they do. You know what I'm saying? Like, they could just as easily go out for a brunch or something, but no, they have to go drinking. They have to go where they'll know that they'll get a lot of male attention, and it's a deliberate decision, followed by another one, followed by another one, followed by another one, right? Wives who respect their marriage don't do this. Like, this is not even on the agenda, guys. It's simply not. Let's keep going. It was the first time I felt so good in many years, and I can't explain why, she admitted. Within minutes of realizing my mistake, I ordered a taxi home and confessed to my husband crying. Like many who cheat, she expected that immediate remorse would soften the blow, but her husband was not quick to console her. Instead, he calmly told her he wanted a divorce. Good man. Good man. I don't know how they're still together, like a year later. I don't really understand how that comes in. I'm hoping the divorce proceedings just took a very long-ass time. Hopefully he didn't take her back for the following year. So faced with the reality of losing her husband, she begged for another chance. Hilarious. She convinced him to attend couples counseling, hoping that it would help them repair the damage, but her husband was a different man now. I don't know why we're trying to frame the dude as like a different man. You know what I mean? It's the same dude. You just hurt the man, right? You betrayed the guy. Why would the man treat you the same? It makes no sense. And of course, couples counseling, complete waste of time, incredibly stupid, ridiculous. In counseling sessions, he never seems to be coherent and just sits and scrolls on his, his mobile phone. Whenever he gets asked a question about his feelings or what he can do to improve it, he just ignores it. Why are we talking about what the man can do to improve? Can someone riddle me this? This is why couples therapy just seems so stupid to me, right? It's because you'll have situations where the woman cheats, and then the man is still expected to like improve his feelings on the situation. No, this is just straight up trolling, guys. It really is. Like, it is such a spit in the face. Disgusting. Yeah, so the woman cheats on the dude, and then the dude has to improve his feelings and improve the situation. No, thank you. She seemed oblivious to how absurd it was to ask what he could do to improve after she was the one who had broken their vows. Her husband, however, had his own way of processing his pain. Rather than leaving immediately, he decided to make her pay for her betrayal. For the past year, I have been doing everything I can to save their marriage, she explained. I've taken on all of the household chores, cooking, cleaning, and anything he asks of me. Even when it comes to intimacy, I have agreed to bedroom fun acts that I despise just to please him. While some Redditors saw this as deserved consequences for her infidelity, others questioned whether this was an emotionally abusive dynamic. Regardless, the power in the relationship dynamic had clearly shifted. Yeah, see, it doesn't matter, guys. Like, these women, they're like, oh, yeah, I'll do all this different stuff. I'll do the things he's into. I'll do the cooking, the cleaning. Too late. No, man. Absolutely not. Beyond the physical punishments, wait, what is this? Beyond the physical punishments, she... Goodness me. She also endured his verbal outbursts. He has these moments where he calls me horrible names, she admitted. Sometimes the children can hear it from their bedrooms. So she decided to cheat on this. She had kids as well. That's crazy. They had kids together and she still did this nonsense. Yet, despite his resentment towards her, he remained a dedicated father. He always treats the children with love and never badmouths me to them, she noted. His silence was perhaps even worse than his words. Sometimes he just walks through the house as if I don't exist, she wrote, realizing that the man who once adored her had become a stranger. As time went on, she noticed something else. Her husband had started talking to other women. I know he's speaking to women, and when I confront him about it, he just brings up my infidelity, she admitted. She had no proof of him physically cheating, but the emotional distance and his refusal to hide his interactions with other women made her question whether she had truly lost him for good. One night, she finally confronted him about their situation. She told him she understood his pain, and if he truly wanted a divorce, she would stop fighting it. So she was refusing the divorce? His reaction shocked her. He just stood silent, then hugged me and started to cry. She recalled it was the first time he had shown any real emotion. They sat down and had a long overdue conversation. He confessed that he still loved her, but that he couldn't forget what she had done. He said he has these angry, raging moments, not just because of the betrayal, but because he can't stop picturing what happened. Though he still had feelings for her, he knew that he couldn't stay. He told her that he wanted to be single for now, to go on life without her. He said maybe in the future we'll end up together again, but for the time being, he needs to work on himself away from me, she wrote. He finally accepted it. I told him I would agree to sign the divorce papers if that's what he truly wanted. She even insisted that she would not seek any financial support or child support from him, acknowledging that he had always been the primary provider. So on top of all this, right, the man's handsome, good job and everything. The dude had always been the primary provider. So this woman, it sounds like she wasn't even doing the cooking or the cleaning anyway, despite the fact that he was providing. And she was refusing to sign the divorce papers. That's probably why he was stuck there for a year. I don't really know how that works. I've always understood that divorces take a very long time, regardless, from what I can gather. But I don't believe her. Also, guys, like, you need to... This is what really sucks about marriage, man. People are always like, yeah, just get a prenup, right? If you had a prenup, this would be fine. But prenups get thrown out of court all of the damn time. Okay, prenups do not adequately protect you as a man in the court of law when you are going through a divorce. So these actions of her saying, oh, I won't try and take money from you or whatever, completely null and void, to be honest. She could turn around and change her mind. Also crazy that this dude was the provider and she's just now, doing the housework and the cooking and stuff. Hilarious. Let's keep going. After their conversation, she realized the depth of what she had lost. I wish I could take back everything. I really have huge feelings of remorse and just lost the one person that is truly my soulmate. I guess I'm getting divorced. While she clung to the hope that he might one day return, most Reddit users saw the writing on the wall. This marriage was beyond repair. So this is a crazy story, guys. It's really not actually that crazy, but it's just funny to note how even when the dude is fantastic, right? Best dude ever. Handsome, good job, loyal, okay, you know what I mean? Clearly has other options with other women that he doesn't exercise during the marriage. She's primary provider, of course. They had kids together. They were with each other for like 7 years or whatever it was. Still cheats on the guy anyway. Absolutely amazing how some of these women still manage to screw this up, by the way. And then they're surprised when the dude is the quote-unquote the monster, right? He's the terrible man. He wasn't coming to terms with his feelings. Like, get the hell out of here, man. Guys, we're going to be leaving. today's episode there. As always, do not forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next episode. Peace.